you're feeling very dumb and silly right now. And you should feel scared. You should feel uncomfortable from legal aspect. You should feel very vulnerable legally. And you should be concerned about that. I want you to be concerned about that.
Just for the record, Ben Empanada said I had over 100K in surgery to make myself more white.
What?
Yeah, to look less Arab.
Ban Emma.
And he looks like...
No, he's saying AB.
I did.
That.
Oh, he said you.
I got 100K in over 100K in surgery to look less Arab.
He's such a disgusting
Very credible
monster.
man.
The white guy said that?
He's not even... The thing is, he's not even Arab, is he? I think
don't know
he's
what
like
the
great.
fuck he is. I think he's like a Neanderthal or something.
I don't know, but
I think, yeah, he's probably... I don't think he's developed all the way.
he's a very credible source of information.
Yeah, AB would never overpay like that. He got a way better deal than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, listen, you're half white. Is
But it
that
was
big
to
of a
make me
fucking
look more
secret?
Arab. Not. I did get a BBL, but
wait. It was. Oh, right.
You're telling people about the BBL now?
Yeah, I didn't want to, but he put
You
me
got
in
the
spot.
BBL?
I did get a BBL. I got 2
noticed.
BBLs.
I've been noticing.
My left ass cheek fell out at one point. I had to get it redone.
Oh,
It's a process.
hate when that happens.
At any rate, is that true? Is that dog bit true? Yikes. And she's like, you guys didn't know about this?
She's like,
let
"You
me
didn't
tell you
know?"
about this factual assertion. I said it. Wow. It's almost like...
It's almost like you're spreading a rumor that is wrong, and that's exactly what we said you were doing.
It's almost like she's asserting a defamatory fact about me.
Yeah.
As if it's a fact. And it's almost like that would be defamation. And I would be more concerned about that, personally.
It's just a fact, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Again, the rumor in question is him saying it. I don't want to make you guys suffer. I really don't. I'm not even making you guys watch the later part where he talks about the viscosity, he's honestly, he says it many times. Sorry. Yeah, I won't make you guys suffer though. I won't make it suffer. Not the stuff. Zempic diet.
Can you actually just talk about me without mentioning Ozempic? Like, I mean, can you just not lean on that crutch for like...
Also, second suggestion, instead of reading, sorry, I'm not doing it correctly, but I'm going to do it this time. Second suggestion, instead of reading the chatter, just say chatter says. I don't want to be on blast. Okay, actually, you're right. Maybe not every single chatter wants to be on blast. That's better. That's a better system. That is a better system. Also, I read a chat message that says meth Zempic diet, and I am like the worst person on the planet. But you repeatedly calling me a bitch, saying I'm a vile human being, I'm a terrorist sympathizer, I'm a rape sympathizer, that's too far. Me reading a chat message and laughing that says meth Zempic diet, that's like, what the hell? How dare you do that? How dare you do that?
One monologue. So pathetic.
But it's not just Ozempic. She said meth Zempic.
Yeah, it's both. It's Ozempic's not enough.
Look, he's even laughing at it because it's funny, because it was a funny joke.
Overdrive.
Chatters are fucking funny, dude.
Build your combo score to earn buffs.
I'm just their streamer.
Oh, the meth is because of my Tourette.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the double
Which,
one.
this is also my other favorite one. The idea that no one who's ever had Tourette's has... I thought was funny because it was phrased funny, which he also agreed with because he fucking
The lead is
laughed
ours.
at it. All right, but it's actually so hilarious that he insists that anyone who makes fun of him or at all ever are criticizing his everyone who's coming here that I see.
Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
But any comments about his hands or his eyebrows, I always fucking either time those people out.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
Their statement was too expand immediately. I'm sorry, if you get on your show and you're screaming about how you're crazy, my terrorist wife, which he said, those are words out of his mouth. Make jokes at your fucking expense. People make jokes at my expense all the time. You don't see me bitching.
You lose weight on that.
No, but I know they're still saying my meth because of my Tourette's.
Yeah.
Just making it's about I judge people who are rich way more harshly. Your Honor, I couldn't have defended your client Dennis. Rich people harshly.
You're falling behind, Crimson.
Probably not a great person to pick a legal fight with. She's like, this person who's rich rich, has all the time in the world, loves doing lawsuits, is very he's like this.
To be fair, the problem with waiting, it's kind of a win-win, lose-lose, kind of a pro and con list. If anyone wants to sue Ethan Klein, you don't want to wait too long because then Brett Kavanaugh's going to take all his money. Sorry, Brian Kavanaugh, excuse me. And then he won't have any toddler core merch to give, and I don't. And he loses this defamation suit, you have a much better chance of winning. So it's a pro-con list.
He's probably the most experienced YouTuber with lawsuits in the whole world. Been in it really persistently for like the past 2 years.
Let's go!
Now hold it.
This feels right.
He wasn't sniffling before because again, he's very clearly mentally distressed and Here we go. She said, I'm distressed and unwell. I also wonder what's like at the end of that clip because I don't know. I just don't feel like going. I'm soy facing.
Our house is so clean. Mocked us for saying that.
I'm soy facing on Poopgate thumbnail. Come on, wait. I like how
Enemy using sleeper range!
We have poop on the floor.
The house
Move, move! Requesting recon above!
UAV established overhead.
I know that's what she's not going to say, so you just laughs like she has something interesting to say. But
NTL 50%. Check.
Your client, or this client, okay? I could not have defamed her because she comment. So far, we've got
Priority testing request received. UAV exiting your grid.
She also confirmed with everyone else and clarified that we didn't have Giardia. She did say that. I don't know why we included that. And I said our house was this is really
I'm on shot charge!
That was the first thing the CPS guy said when he walked in.
yeah. Yeah.
Call him and ask him.
Your house is
That was the
very
first
clean.
thing.
Alex, I'll take things that didn't happen for 500.
You know? The first thing he saw was like, wow, this house is really clean. And then he saw the doggy doors. Access to the back anytime they want.
I'll have to see this so for them. I'll have to.
Let's go!
I believe them. Okay, I believe them. They got a new housekeeper.
If you have something
and
to
the new
say,
housekeeper really makes the place spotless. Your Honor. What is this? What the fuck is this? Dead to rights.
This man hasn't been crashing out for what seems like a millennia. I think the world will be... Second step!
I am
That was too fucking close! Incoming captain! Bad guy front! No more sniper!
for 35. Lacey, thank you for the 33. Internet government.
Requesting recon above!
Oh my god, thank you.
UAV in the turn.
Well, the
We have eyes
assault
on.
and- Yeah. All good things must come to an end. And like I said months ago, he'll be like, you know how like the majority report
Taking the lead.
Tim Pool says something really stupid.
UAV mission support 50%
It'll
expended.
be something like that. Like maybe once or twice a month we can watch a particularly stupid Ethan Klein clip. It's a very fun way to sort of end that. Imagine
Flying on fumes.
spending your
UAV
Mother's Day
returning to
Twitch
base.
chat of a streamer you don't like to tell them that you're simping for your internet daddy.
Enemies, bring mine!
People who type this stuff in his chat. You're there to support him, but like
Bring mine!
for a streamer you don't like just to be a hater, like that is for sure.
Why is that?
Go talk, go now!
Why is that? Like, by the way,
Hostile sighted.
Authorizing CUAV ECM mission.
When did I say them having a housekeeper is wrong? Oh.
let's see. She mocked us for being wealthy parents.
They're walking all over you. Have some goddamn pride.
There's something wrong with having a housekeeper and not paying them a fair wage. Allegedly, according to the lawsuit that. But it's either the housekeeper or the nanny. Who's currently being sued.
Report to the nearest extraction point. I have to make a call.
Moving evac point. Situation's fubar.
Oh my god, housekeepers are not the problem. Yeah, I like the implication that Elo's statement that them not having a housekeeper means their house is automatically. This is like a friend saying so much to them.
Clear. Sniper is down. Molotov.
I really like that they're boasting about doing their job as rich parents. Like, wow, that's so good for you guys.
Talking about it for no reason.
How does that disprove that you claim that you falsely encourage people to go? How does that what? It's not relevant at all. Like, it's crazy how irrelevant that statement is. I love how quickly he closes these fucking clips.
I just brought it up. She said, I think there's some level of negligence happening here. That's a really vile.
It's happening here, and I think it's irresponsible. I don't think CPS should be called on them. I've never said that they should be called on them. And I've never approved of it, ever.
Yeah.
Did they accidentally click on the wrong timestamp here? I've never...
happening here. That's a really... She
Do you think, like, Rom got a stern talking to? You put the wrong timestamp, you fucking idiot. Because he clicks...
said, I think there's some
level of negligence happening here. I think it's embarrassing for Hila to be here. Like, this is so traumatic.
level of negligence happening here. That's a really vile.
It's happening here, and I think it's irresponsible. I don't think CPS should be called on them. I've never said that they should be. He forgot to click the fucking. He forgot to close it. He forgot to close it fast enough. Not only did his lawyer, who can't do shit, dude, he's right. Dude, get a new lawyer. Your lawyer sucks. Your lawyer really can't do shit. You fucking mistimed the timestamp and you forgot to close it immediately. They have the dislike extension on the show computer, the fucking coping. Oh, God. Dude. No, they have it for the reason. No, you don't understand. They have it for a different reason, okay?
It's a really vile.
It's happening here, and I think it's irresponsible. I don't think CPS should be called on them. I've never said that they should be called on them. And I've never approved of it, ever.
Yeah,
did you care to correct your audience a little bit when they were
Team deathmatch. Use of deadly force has been approved.
For a millisecond that don't even show up in the clip that you guys shared. Why didn't you
Send an
people
impact
saying CPS
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
before CPS was called?
Have visual. That's a kill.
Multiple times. Do you have a YouTube channel? No, they say you deleted videos after. Yes, the channel that they show is a channel that hasn't had uploads since 2023. Ethan Klein's performance. 2023. And here are messages with my editor in February, a month before the CPS call, of me saying, hey, yeah. I've been meaning to put that channel out as a pastor for a while, and now it's a good time. You can subscribe to all videos and old live streams on that channel.
The lead is ours.
It's dated and everything. And the other channel that they try to use is like literally said
Fuck them!
Oh my god. I have to think about it when I show this clip. I actually really want to watch this video. I haven't seen North Star Radio relitigate this. I saw that he uploaded this video, but I was in Texas at the time.
Learned your fucking lesson yet?
His chat says horrible shit. It literally never gets addressed. End quote. Yep.
Molotov.
It already happened first stream, in my opinion. It seemed direct. She broadcast.
To be like, this is so traumatic for the kids. You're trying to traumatize the children. It's like,
oh, no,
you literally, the vast majority of people are not even the you definitely shouldn't continue to play the video where if the experience was traumatizing, I would expect them to not remember. Let's go! Matters whether or not it's a traumatic experience. 2, I explained I condemn the emoji skull. I condemn. Now that we've gotten that out of the way. They brought it up to fucking Sympathy Farm. That's what they do. They bring stuff up to Sympathy Farm and they bring stuff up in calling them out so that they can say that you guys were encouraging the whole time. When you oh, we're the victims. I know we always are the ones instigating every single fight. Explicitly trying to why I explained it. Why I explained that I talked about it. And then also a bunch of people being like pretending like a child is just like fake. It's very bizarre. I didn't understand that.
April she reacts to March 1st. You guys are gonna love this one. In her reaction,
Learned your fucking lesson yet?
reports to the CPS.
I just imagine bad on
Hostile marksman in our IO.
plan. Trust the plan. 001. How giddy do you think that
Longer.
over and over and over again?
For a number of different reasons. So I would assume that dogs shit all over his neck. The fact that they started asking for exclusion for
So much value for his content. So many people have seen his content.
Rebroadcasting it and hyping up the dude who is saying the lie. She endorses the tactics. Also insists that Giardia is a rare disease when the Mayo Clinic describes it as a born disease. She was smart. I would never accuse her.
He said it's fact. Okay,
Place it as so fact.
The judge said, "Are you fucking stupid?" Defamatory shit. In my opinion, and then go back to saying defamatory shit. That's not how that works. And then he's had to pay out hundreds of thousands. That's not. Do you think if you like list out the plan at the very end that makes it a joke, or like that's, or in my opinion, that's how you do it? In trouble, like. Go read his previous lawsuit. Read his suit with Capital.
Let's go!
This letter helpful. That's it. So, Denims, you'll be hearing from me more. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
We've given up the lead.
Well, I would say I would see you in a court, but I think she's gonna be begging to settle it before.
We're winning.
She's at
Keep it that way.
$31,000. She's at 50% guys. After a big push.
You're falling behind,
So,
Crimson.
You know, 50,000.
If there were certain
Clean shot.
I might believe that he wasn't actively projecting right here when he says, "Yeah, settle," which that clip. Gotta save that. Gotta save that. And it's really funny. From Yahoo Finance article on his lawsuit with Kavanaugh, the last major case was a little bit different in a couple of ways, but crime when you don't have to prove financial damages and you can prove malice. Like I said, guys, anyone who wants to sue him, it's fucked up because there's a good reason to sue him, which is you don't want Kavanaugh to like toddler core merch that. But on the other hand, Kavanaugh
established.
Appeal failing.
Secret. LDBR incoming.
Much stronger case. But let's finish this.
Enemy napalm strike incoming. You're being outplayed, Crimson One. Step it up.
Requesting care package deployed. Hostile assault pack.
Damn it, Crimson, that's not good enough.
Moving to evac point. Situation's full bar.
Where he's always kind of pretended to adopt certain policies, but he doesn't actually really care about them. They're all tools for his vendettas or...
Hostiles are resupplying. Two, why are you typing in a Twitch chat of a streamer you don't like when you could be helping and there's a genocide going on? Why are you doing that? That's fucking disgusting. On Mother's Day, that's fucking gross. Anyways, wait, I blanked out. That chatter just. Oh, right, yeah. This is all of this is all of these attacks that he levies against other people. He doesn't actually care about these things. He genuinely doesn't care. What he cares about is that he feels like he was scorned by his lover, by his ex, Hassan Piker, and that's what he's trying to remedy. He's trying to remedy the fact that Hassan hasn't, gotten on one knee and proposed after the October 7th fallout between the two of them. And that's the same thing that's happening here, right? He just gets bitter because people don't like him, and he gets frustrated that people don't like him, so he attacks them. He doesn't give a fuck what they're saying. He doesn't care about these things. Pretends to care about misogyny and misogynistic slurs. Immediately, the second he meets a woman that he doesn't like, bitch, you fucking bitch. Like, again, he doesn't care about these things, genuinely. He just doesn't. I was gonna go somewhere with this, but I blanked out on it. Damn. The Ethan and Hassan debate proves that he doesn't care? Yeah. Oh, I remember. The iDubbbz divorce. I think the reason that he keeps harping on the fact that iDubbbz retweeted my post is because he hasn't gotten over the fact that not only did his friend of a decade divorce him, but he got ditched for someone new. And so a lot of the frustration that he feels towards me is just feeling like he got betrayed by his friend and that they picked someone else over him. Like, it's literally just his fifis are her. That's what it is. And then people will be like, what, are you kidding me? It's not that his fifis are her. It's that he had CPS getting called on him. He was engaging in this insane behavior months prior, way before the CPS call. And the behavior hasn't changed at all. It's because his behavior is driven by a scorned ex mentality.
I have not sued.
Also, I thought iDubbbz said Ethan wasn't really a close friend of his. I mean, they don't really hang out or talk at all, right? They're just like kind of industry friends that used to make content.
Still confirmed.
Her for anything.
Remind those shitheads who they're dealing with.
You go, girl. After he fucked so dumb and silly and like pathetic.
We've taken control.
For the purpose of litigation and considering the fact that I would love to call into the show to ask about he genuinely thinks
of these people are attacking him first. That all of these people genuinely they have an that he didn't shoot the group because all of these people have given so much love. That's unbelievably generous. Even he's so fucking
Hey, incoming lethal!
Insulted them, called them spineless. That's something I think is interesting to talk about. I've never sat down and considered
fucking blind
victim that he on him. People that laugh at him.
Enemy grenade!
Thousands of times first. Ethan was the one using fake says in the sales letters to threaten. Sorry, it says that Ethan is the one who is using fake.
Are you on shrooms? Am I on shrooms? Calling in Score Street.
Public court records. That's
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
For them, history starts with CBS, just like how real history starts with October 7th. A chatter says this is unacceptable.
UAV fuel check 50%. Without Giardia, this is not funny. This is not funny. You guys think this is funny? Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting AO.
We need to ban him in real life. We need to put him. We need to put that chatter in. It's unacceptable. I can ban comedy of all kinds.
Love to discuss.
Enemy field upgrade. Not good. We got the lead. Now hold it.
Idiot. I'm sure you guys would trounce me on that. Just like Sam Cedar. Ethan Klein, retract. You may want to replace your role who, quote, can't do shit. She's so stupid. I said he can't do shit.
Push through!
Shit about someone.
This is a lot of running. I thought there'd be less running. That's on me, though.
Eyes of Star.
Despite publicly acknowledging that
Guys, I got him so close. Don't worry, he'll own me really hard when he says you fake.
Throwing tactical.
You never actually take joy in making fun of me. You had to be fake.
I've never endorsed and never denounced calling CPSC his continuous malicious life.
Yeah, watch it! Working. We've lost the advantage. Yours.
He's going through the boxes trying to find something to work with, and he.
This is fantastic.
Sided flashbang.
I got it.
And then we have I'm Ethan.
Yeah.
What's that one for?
It's just too close.
I could hold this one up any time, really.
Yeah. That one got a little bit cut off. Yeah.
Okay, so just
Sometimes I might be useful, you never know on this show.
wasn't me. I'm Rich.
You were referring to that before.
Bring mine spotted.
Probably won't play well.
That's very. When you hold this one up, you can never backtrack anything.
Clipped out of context. Other podcasters can buy this.
Yeah.
Like the hundreds or thousands of podcasters that need it, and they would really benefit from it. I did, and that was brutal to watch. That was really brutal to watch. Chatter says they
So
there's puke. Hitting or that niche them and they did. Is he thing?
This doesn't belong here. This is about Pakistan. This isn't my response. Well, who got losing?
push through! That shit ass ass.
He's joking, but none of this is his fault. Correct, Chad.
Hey, incoming lethal!
He's never done anything wrong.
Using lethal.
Every single video I've ever seen from them is really good.
Sorry, this is my first time doing warfare. I'm here to answer the calls of duties. Call of duty? Calls of duty?
Wait, as a quick... Related to yesterday's discussion, the service captain training, learning how to help their family
We don't have this stuff to do. Throwing tactical.
Lewis's job is to tell me a few hours before a migraine will hit so that I have the time to either go home and or take some medication to help prevent or get ready for the migraine. I trained Lewis with samples of my saliva when I would have a migraine. These get frozen.
Enemy field upgrade.
And this
Not
is
good.
what his migraine alert looks like. Lewis doesn't jump on me for attention.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
Which makes it very easy to know. Have experienced mild ones. I just want to share my personal migraine experiences with you. I've edited this clip to show it.
For those of you who don't know, I was by Customs and Border Patrol, and they're processing everybody expeditiously. Gets to me, take a photo, boom, walk in instantly. The Customs an agent will come and take you to another location. I was like, that proper protocol. It's like sometimes it happens. There's a detention area. I'm sitting there. There's like a bunch of
Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this alive? Better step up.
Hold fire! I'm on your side!
Let me tell you folks, the TikTokers that talked about being detained, they were right. It was an insane... It's very obvious that they knew exactly how to like... And I was very revealing. I was like, I want to take my family out for Mother's Day to France, but I had to come back early from France because I have a
push through!
Some like journalism. Since you mentioned that,
guess I chose the wrong people for the job. My bad.
I've heard of the war on comedy, but this is ridiculous.
He's like, do you talk about Trump? And that was the first time where I was like, what the f is this question? Like, I literally straight up told him, to ask. But I was entertaining it because, one, I didn't want to present it as being difficult because I didn't want to extend the detention. And two, I actually wanted to see how far I could go. And I'm glad I did this because the reality of the matter is I'm profoundly privileged. I'm a public person. I have enough money to be able to fight back against this thing. And they know who the I am. So obviously, the reason for why they're doing that is to try to create an environment of fear, to try to get people like myself, or at least like others that would be in my shoes that don't have that same level of security, to shut the up. And I'm going to use the privilege that I have in that moment to try and see what the they're doing. Every single thing that they ask me, he's literally not allowed. Like, what the do you mean? Why is this denying me entry into the country of my birth? You can't just stop me at the border and be like, what's your opinion on Donald Trump? You're not allowed to enter the nation. For those of you who don't know, I was detained by Customs and Border Patrol inside of the O'Hare Airport. I get to the global entry line and they're processing everybody expeditiously. Gets to me, take a photo, boom, walk in instantly. The Customs and Border Patrol agent goes, step aside, sir. An agent will come and take you to another location. I was like, is that proper protocol? It's like, sometimes it happens. invite unwelcome attention and potentially some kind of federal regulation, ICE, Gestapo agents coming and knocking down their door. So it's additionally difficult to do so right now, but I think community organizing and community programs would probably go a long way in that regard. Getting together and showcasing the different cultures that make up Chicago what it is.
Thank you.
Domination.
I'm a fourth-year undergrad.
Secure the objective.
You kind of touched on this a little bit, but your radical stances and like very public-facing identity has led to a lot of like continuous pushback and outrage, which seems like you're at least reasonably competent dealing with. But I was curious about like how do you deal with the like emotional turmoil of when this affects people close to you, like friends or family? How do you like deal with this emotionally, and also what steps do you take to prevent this from happening?
Great question.
Yeah. As far as, I can't speak to like people close to me, like my former podcast co-hosts or whatever, if that's what you're asking about, because like they're content creators, so it's different. Like it's a totally different beast. But in terms of disagreements that I have with people in my life, I try to manage that to the best of my ability by talking about other things, especially if it's a relationship worth preserving, especially because I know in the long term, I can convince them on some of these positions as long as I maintain this relationship without severing that tie. Because if you sever that tie, then you're basically losing that battle. That person will probably succumb further and further into reactionary ideology. So, it's good to find mutual interests that don't revolve around politics and try to hammer that on to the best of your ability. And like I always say, be normal, because in my normal day-to-day existence, I don't talk about, the Ansar Allah militancy in the Red Sea against the Israeli genocide, right? Like that's not a normal conversation that's taken place all the time. Having said that, there are certainly disagreements that I have in groups of friends, for example, with respect to trans issues. Like someone will say an off-color remark, and I'll be like, "Don't do that." Come on, you're being whack. Like there are subtle ways of moderating people in your life to make sure that they understand that that's not something that you find to be appropriate or funny. And also be cool. I think that goes a very long way, I promise. Being normal and being cool goes a very long way to make your politics more palatable to everyone around you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No problem.
I love like coolness as like a thing that's just be cool,
Well, I know it's maybe it doesn't come natural, but it is important.
Yeah. That's next question.
Hi, I'm Hayes. I'm a fourth year in the college. So my question, Hassan, is that you for a long time identified as a Marxist, or you've identified with Marxism in some capacity. Earlier, you raised Orthodox Marxism. This was in large part what distinguished you in the Young Turks, but you're also something of a sort of critical left figure within the Democratic Party, something of an opposition figure. And so I want to ask about that, because there's a way in which the question of like capitalist parties for the left is like the most traumatic sort of legacy or inheritance of the 20th century. I remember back in 2018, in spheres kind of adjacent to yours on the internet, there's an old meme that went like, Bernie bros killed Rosa Luxemburg. I don't know if anyone else, but the spirit is that like it was social democrats in Germany which murdered, communists in the 1920s, 1910s. And it's like, it sounds insane, but it's not insane because it's not true. It's insane because Marxism is like off the table in some sense. And so to kind of crystallize, but also the people who are saying that by and large supported Bernie, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So to crystallize this dilemma, there's some sense in which like the political thrust of Orthodox Marxism is that capitalist politics and capitalist parties are utterly inadequate to achieve socially necessary, possible, and desirable goals, but nonetheless, independent socialist politics are impossible and off the table. So my question is, like, how do you understand the relationship between Marxism and Democratic Party politics, Marxism and capitalist politics more broadly?
Yeah, great question. Well, Nancy Pelosi is obviously a communist, as everybody knows. No, I think that in order to build an underlying base of political education necessary for Americans to develop class consciousness, you still need to engage in some semblance of entryism, where you have to work with the tools that are readily available at your disposal. This doesn't mean that you cast aside your political message or your ideology or your movement, but it's simply to use the pre-existing readily available platforms that are given to you. That's why I'm on Twitch, I'm on Amazon, right? Like it's a wholly corrupt monopoly that abuses people around the planet, and even abuses small business owners in their predatory pricing schemes that they've developed. So they're even destroying petty bourgeois people. But having said that, it's still a viable platform to communicate a message, and that is always my goal. Is to
work quick and clean, no witnesses,
and to develop a mechanism of pushback that is still backed up.
Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point is secure. We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
That could resemble a vanguard.
Enemy Molotov incoming!
Hostiles have the hard point.
Hello.
Hard point locked down.
Thank you for being here. I have questions. So as I'm sure you know,
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
more reach within younger people who have politicians like Kamala Harris do. Especially statements that might be considered by some to be anti-Semitic or sexist or reactionary.
Hostile scout pulse in your AO.
Laughing in a certain
They've taken the lead. Hard point identified. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. Stay on target. Hostile counter UAV established above. Enemy UAV inbound.
Fairly regularly, especially at a time when anti-Semitism has exploded. Kanye West's latest song.
Hostile sentry turret active.
Openly agitating towards anti-Semitism, using cynically what's going on in Gaza to
Find cover!
Get a UAV on grid.
I find myself
Get a counter UAV in the air.
Hard point is active.
laughing at certain
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
Hard point locked down.
There are a lot of
Enemy Molotov incoming!
UAV fuel check.
Enemy Sigma!
Pay attention for an extended period of time to what I'm saying, and you will very quickly.
Mission timeline expired. UAV RTB.
Hostiles captured the hard point. Identified. Hardpoint is secure. Net call, napalm strike, inbound. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Towards growing fascist ideology.
Thank you for the question.
Very healthy free speech fund. And when I told my roommate that you were coming here, she said that this university has made itself a reputation for handling student movements.
Enemy Molotov incoming!
As a way for them to be like, oh look, we care. Like it's a gotcha moment. Like
Eyes on shock charge! Get back to work!
Hardpoint located.
10.
I get the last word. Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint is secure.
UAV mission timeline 50% expected.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Yeah, no, I love his dad. He's great, and he wanted me to come and speak to you guys, so I was like, yeah, I'll do
Catching request received. UAV exiting your grid.
You know, places like the Institute of Politics to be where students are and to engage in those type of discussions. So, I think it's the
RCXD maneuvering.
I think it's
Enemy scout post detected.
Shoot!
Witnessed a student down a poster on campus that said, "Come learn."
Hardpoint identified.
Do you think anti-Semitism on college campuses?
Enemy UAV inbound. Hostile UAV established overhead. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
it's like any other
Troops in contact. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
it's going to get in terms of the packaging of Israel's actions with Judaism.
Net call. Enemy watchdog Kilo inbound.
Issue that at least Jewish members of my community
Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO.
they talk about the that they feel as far as like people associating them with the actions of Israel. This is a great example of that where this person absolutely this person thinks like, oh, you're a Nazi.
Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Sitrep, enemy AGR is online. We've given up the lead. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Asking the question, yeah.
Hardpoint identified.
Let's go! Do you feel comfortable being associated with that dude?
Hardpoint active.
Israel is a very
Hardpoint locked down.
Judaism. I do not agree
Hostile counter UAV established above. Enemy UAV inbound. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hostiles returning to lead. Hostile sentry turret active. Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO.
American voter
Hardpoint located.
In this talk, who only votes on emotion, who doesn't have
TACOM, I need eyes overhead.
They are more susceptible to the conflation that Sam talked about.
Enemy Molotov
incoming! Hardpoint is active.
Co-host. So when you lead your examples by the case
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
vote counts just as much as everyone in this
You're supposed to be the CIA's best. Act like it.
to supply evidence that inflation still showcases that charity.
Hardpoint is secure.
I think it doesn't have to be rigorous and academic. Like when we're making an argument, it doesn't always have to. You can.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
You don't have to.
Eyes on enemy.
A robot. Like there's no. That's going to tell you like that's an accident. You're not allowed to do that. Like you can do that.
Enemy CUAV inbound.
Like you can use
Hardpoint identified. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Explain something to people. It's very effective. It's what most people online that love debating do. They try to rationalize those sorts of things.
Hardpoint active.
What they're
Hardpoint.
as far as understand that designed by slavers.
Get back here!
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint located. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Hostile wall gun working.
You can always package that back up to.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
We bought into whatever campaign. And then there was also the topic of,
Rest and recuperate. Tomorrow you'll be running drills until you drop.
Situation's full bomb.
The populist movements, your Peter.
Flashbang sighted. Hostile Molotov.
A response to
enemy sniper shooter.
To what extent do you think, we can avoid some big disaster before, people actually start voting on policy, start thinking about what we can do together, not just blaming somebody else?
Well, I don't think that there is any way to make policy right now. It's at the heart of the problem with the Democratic Party, especially, is that they're not crafting a message that revolves around discernible policies that you can point to. Like, you can do that for Bernie. You can say he's for Medicare for all. He's for free college. He said that for 80 years, right? But you can't really pin down the Democrats on issues like that. So then, because they do not have a coherent, policy-focused message like that, no like tangible legislative action that you can associate them with, they are associated with whatever the Republicans present them as. Kamala Harris doesn't care about you because she's too busy trying to do transgender bottom surgeries for Guatemalans, and it's like, all it takes is like one clip from an ACLU seminar that Kamala Harris answered that question on for Americans to go, oh yeah, that is weird. Why does she care only about that? I don't think she cares about anything. If Kamala Harris had policies that you could associate with her that truly address some of the issues that people are experiencing in this country, everyone could just go, oh, shut up. It's nothing. Like, okay, that's one answer that she gave. Why do you care about this? She cares about Medicare for all. Do you not want health care? So that's what I want the Democrats to get to, so that they can actually more successfully be a counterbalance towards growing fascism. But you're right. If they don't do that, then we're cooked, and we're just going to keep spiraling towards barbarism.
Yeah, I mean, recognizing that some people don't just vote on policy and some vote on vibes, there's one answer to change that. The other answer is to have better vibes, like
that too.
Yeah, like Barack Obama spoke to people.
Dominating. Remind the fugitives that actions have consequences.
Move her!
Taking A.
Hi, Hassan. Thank you for doing this. My name's Lance. I'm a second year of the college.
Bravo is on. We're winning. Keep it that way.
Young men.
Zone A secure.
How the Democrats, these young men or
Hostile front. Enemy tactical. Watch out, grenade. Hostile gone.
It was very scary in my defense. It's a very scary game. It's an underwater horror. Anyway. About young men, that there are a lot manosphere space present themselves hyper massive ideas that you think is like a cool
Healing out.
Semtex front! Positive figure for people around me. Get out front! And I think
Losing B. Securing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Securing C. Location secure. Maintain current posture. Reducing alpha. Keeping eyes on the side. Losing B. We're losing Charlie. Hostile counter UAV established above. Enemy UAV inbound. Archangel is up. Losing Bravo. They're taking C.
message. I think it's
Long B. Long Charlie. Securing B.
with everything that I engage.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Archangel prepping fire.
Bravo zone secure.
That understanding the world.
Let's go!
Locking down Charlie.
Reading ahead of time.
Bravo lost. Taking Bravo underway.
Breaking out rocket launchers.
Taking B.
Point to
Losing A.
Hold them back. Check your fire. I'm objective. Submitting mission done. Expect resistance.
That was fun.
He went from through illicit means to being a feared and respected inmate, to re-attaining his freedom, this time by inspiring
We lost B. Enemy UAV inbound.
certainly a more
We locked down.
People need to understand how much pain I've gone through.
only one of those is true.
Molotov going out.
Enemy UAV inbound.
I think I look younger than he does.
Losing B. Charlie.
I should note that
We're losing Alpha. Losing A. Dropping down Charlie. We lost B. Taking Bravo underway.
Archangel, going off.
We're losing Alpha.
It's hard not to be skeptical.
Eyes on this!
What makes it even more dubious is that despite
Taking C.
disavowed his past lifestyle, he always sounds proud of what he used to do, borderline bragging about how much he was doing, the luxury cars and properties.
Securing C. Losing A.
The story is that Wes
Bravo is on. We lost A. Losing Bravo. Zone Alpha captured.
is a lot more realistic than
UAV standing by.
B secured. We're losing Alpha. Losing B.
but in amounts so small.
Lost B.
Rifle.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Kind was good. Multiple enemies destroyed.
Plastic recon above!
UAV in the circle. Have eyes on.
Bravo zone secure.
UAV NTL 50%. Check.
Locking down Charlie.
Flying on fumes. UAV returning.
All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them.
Enemy springback!
Losing A.
And proceeded to burglarize his house. This is a far himself to be, as not only is Wes clearly
Enemies destroyed your trophy system.
We're losing
he
Alpha.
also had to get his hands dirty.
They're taking all zones.
Emergencies.
We're ahead, but stay alert. Marshall's people are no fools. We lost C.
Deploying Archangel.
Mission goals agreed. Dispatching teams to lock up survivors.
In his defense, Wes attempted to provide an alibi, claiming he was having dinner with his Mrs. Miller, with whom he was living with.
Stay down. Sniper, get down.
Meaning they couldn't have known if Wes went somewhere afterwards. Though it's possible the whole living with the Miller couple thing was just something his defense came up with to try and alibi him out of the situation. Wes has a history of saying he owned multiple properties and was regularly going to clubs during the time this stuff took place. Why would he have to lie and say he was living out of some random couple's place? And additionally, are they really a random couple? Because he's on the record a bunch talking about his grandparents, and it's possible their last names aren't Watson if we're talking about his maternal grandparents. Of course, I'm just speculating here, but it does strike me as odd that he does not seem to have been living with these people during the time the incident went down. According to him, it took 8 months for law enforcement to catch him, and once again, he contradicts himself because 8 months later, he had already been convicted. I'll concede this may just be him misremembering, but in another video where he talks about how his arrest went down, more strange details emerge. For one, he prefaces the story by saying he was living at his girlfriend's house at that point in time, not his own. It's odd how this guy who has multiple houses is never at one of his own places. Eventually, YouTuber Jesse on Fire, whose wife, Gabrielle, knew Wes's girlfriend from this time period, gave direct context for this.
He lived with Gabrielle's friend prior to going to jail. I think it was maybe 18 months to 2 years before he went to jail. So clearly, well after he said he was driving Lamborghini doors and making 80 grand every 10 days, okay? He didn't have money for rent. He did not pay for bills. He lived with her, and he lived with her 2 other friends that lived there before him, and then he had to move in with his girl because he didn't have money. And the 2 other girls hated him so much that they moved out. They're like, I didn't sign up to live with your dude who's totally crazy and is not contributing to bills, and so they left.
Besides that, Wes admitted to still being addicted at the time of his arrest, which he euphemised
Overdrive.
on a sick one.
Earn elimination medals to increase your combo score.
Arrest, which supposedly happened right as he left the gym, he claims that a U.S. suddenly approached him, which I'm safely assuming is more embellishments. Once he realized what was happening, Wes recalls thinking, based on the available court documents about this case, none of his charges...
You're falling behind, Crimson.
While he constantly channels Phil,
we've taken the lead. Stay on task.
To brag about having done 10 years in the can. It's a matter of public record that
we're winning. Keep it that
years,
way.
Not 10. But maybe he meant 10 years if you include the time he spent in jail, which would be included in his former prison.
Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
Involved. Well, even factoring that in, his own
I'll give you the benefit of this.
Already free and working with multiple clients as a fitness coach and personal trainer.
The lead is ours.
But I think mid-2010 to mid-2019 makes for 9 years.
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
In his video with his mom, they both talk about it taking a year and a half to 2 years until he had set up his business. And clearly, by mid-2019, he had set it up, which would place his release at mid-2018 at the latest. In his video about his paperwork, a topic I'll touch back on later, he shows his file. And although I'm thankfully not familiar with this kind of right at the top of his file, you can see the words type A release date, and underneath it, a date for July 2018. So he was slated to be released, and assuming he got arrested somewhere between November 2009 when he committed the assault and July 2010 when he was convicted, this means that even if you count potential jail time along with his prison sentence, he was locked up. Now, the point of investigating this detail,
still a long time.
Having done 8 years is somehow insignificant compared to doing 10 years. But it is worth considering that the very foundation of his online identity may rest on lies and deception since the very moment he began posting. But to make a long story short, he struggled for years to stop using some substances. When he finally managed he began devoting himself to fitness almost obsessively as a way to control the very little he still had power over while in prison. Besides the substance abuse, unfortunately, some enterprises have come up with stop gooning hat. Stop gooning Tom and Dot Shop, the latest and greatest.
Stun him! Sniper, hug dirt!
It's not worth it to get into the details of it, but over hundreds of videos, Wes talks about taking part in prison riots, running hardcore yards, and putting in work, which could mean
we've given up the lead.
Some drugs for the game. Paperwork, we can see that he has a couple
They've taken the lead.
Here we go. While it is certain that he
Scout Pulse online.
Extracurricular activities during staying at Big House, I'll take his word for pretty much all the rest.
We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
Thing about his paperwork, he proudly hooped it. What's hoop it? You may be asking. Well,
you're falling behind, Crimson.
Stick some contraband up his man wallet. He also strongly recommends it as a practice.
You're gonna go.
We're winning.
Putting in work for the big homies.
Hostile down.
He was finally released and spent the next year and a half living out of his grandma's house.
Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
Coaching business. If his Facebook posts are to be trusted, he did, at least initially, have a lot of clients. And whether he was being truthful about personally experiencing these things. The first dozen or so of his videos on his YouTube channel are actually quite entertaining.
The lead is ours.
Grizzly prison system, motivational quotes cautioning his viewers away from material gain and pleasure seeking as a source of validation made for pretty effective messaging.
The second I lose that connection with my people, the second I validate myself with monetary gain, the second I'm looking at anything other for that day than to be appreciative and be grateful, my life goes to It don't matter if I'm in that new Benz. It don't matter if I got that new pad. It don't matter if I have no more money concerns by my own admission. It don't matter.
Another staple of these early videos was Wes's delivery, which was mostly stable calm, making the moments where he did raise the intensity in his voice either impactful or extremely funny.
Prison, food, first off, food. I remember this fool, man. He died. Rest in peace. His name was Evil. Now this he has a 7-inch banger hanging out his ass when they strip us out. And never shit on somebody's dreams. First you strip out, you show them your butthole. So in the penitentiary, my morning program was always the same. I wake up, I go take a right away. You say you never take a day off, but do you get sick? And I'm like, no, I don't believe in getting sick. I don't even participate in that. He had Hitler on his face right here, Chucky on the other side. I mean, a swastika his whole back. He was actually, people are going to make fun of this, but he was a good motherfucker. Two dudes in the gym right now talking about how men aren't men anymore. And they both got both of them got and they're talking about how men aren't men anymore. These motherfuckers, by definition, are crossing gender lines willingly. They only know you by your butthole in there. They see my face, and they're like, oh, who are you again? And then I just bend over, I show them the butthole. Oh, Wes Watson, how you doing, bro? What's up? Nice to meet you again. People even trip on me when I sit down to use the toilet out here, because when I sit down to piss, I sit facing the wall and pull my out the side of my shorts, and they're wondering, what the when they ask me about my Himalayan salt. Google it, homie. Google it. Google it, homie. Homie, Google that. Homie, can you Google it? Google it.
These videos quickly erupted in viewership, with many of them accumulating millions of views in a very short time, successfully ingratiating Wes with the online prison content community. He was already collaborating with other content creators in this sphere, and for about a year, things were going up exponentially for Wes. But come 2020, they started to change. As he slowly ran out of prison stories to tell, his content started shifting away from it and toward exclusively motivational material and promotion of his self-mastery coaching program, although it appears that most links for it are now broken. However, if you look hard enough, you can still find the link for his program, where you can see that he offered different tiers of direct access to his coaching. The prices ranged from $50 all the way up to the most premium ones that cost $3,000 per month and beyond. And there were options for business mentorship that further increased the price to amounts up to 25 grand. I'm leaving the prices vague and the services he provides vague because, well, he leaves them vague. There are other places in which he can be seen charging hundreds to thousands of dollars with seemingly randomized tiers in exchange for promises of custom nutrition, training programs, and weekly Zoom calls. Off of these services, he claims to make up to $200,000 daily and up to $2 million monthly. Sound like a lie? It almost certainly is. Though there's no doubt he was making a decent amount of money in the Hustlers University kind of way, he likely exaggerates it a lot because part of what he's selling to people is the promise that they can become like him. Literally, he coaches people to become coaches and tells them they can make the kind of money he claims to be making. This is like a hybrid between social engineering and a pyramid scheme. While his content was notably becoming diluted as the years went on, it only really started becoming bad in 2022. As other prison channels piled on, poking holes into Wes's prison stories and his claims that he put on all of his muscle naturally, Wes's content nosedived in quality as it went down another peg. From motivational content to downright get-rich-quick scheme tier slop, all while he showed off sports cars and mega mansions.
So
They saw me get out of prison. They saw me go from my grandma's house to my first loft, to my first condo, to my first Rolls Royce. Now I have 2 mansions, 3 Rolls Royces, 3 Lamborghinis. I make close to $3 million a month.
If you're at all familiar with how these social media influencers like to do things, you don't even gotta wonder if it's bought or rented. It's all rented. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Also in 2022, we see another major hypocrisy rear its head. Over the past years of his content, Wes speaks almost constantly about how his greatest vice, above drugs and above material validation, is his anger, and how much he prioritized keeping it under control and not exploding on people, because in his estimation, he would instantly go back to jail for good if he failed to do so. Initially, it seems like this really mattered to him.
And I call moms. First thing you do is call moms when something bad happens. So I hit moms up, and I'm like, Mom, I'm in the shoe. Some bad happened. I'm gonna be here a long time, very long time. It's rough, you know. And she goes, she just put me in tears whenever I speak about it. But she says, you've proven you can hurt people. Can you prove you can't? Because at that moment, I realized how continually
destroy the enemy
to something that caused me and my family so much pain.
But over time, it seems he settled into his ex-con tough guy persona and began letting
Nice! We're pulling ahead!
I dropped my wife off.
Hey, incoming!
You can go there, I'll you up right here if you say anything about my wife, I swear to God. So don't say nothing right there, bro.
I was just...
Stop right there. Okay. Don't say anything about dropping my wife off. I dropped her off.
I was curious.
Okay, yeah, but you were starting to go somewhere, right?
I was just curious.
Yeah, but...
that's
hostile sighted. I probably should not be operating heavy machinery right now.
In that clip, they're both talking about Wes's wife, Valerie, a tattoo artist and model he'd been with for a couple of years and married in late 2021. In a video from around the time they got married, Wes talked about having struggled with unspoken issues revolving around addiction and anger in his relationship. But it was in the context of having overcome those issues. Well, doesn't seem like those issues were really overcome, as in early to mid-2022, Valerie made a series of posts talking about her relationship with Wes, revealing that it had all fallen apart due to domestic violence situations.
Pretty much all my got tossed out like over the first time I was actually like on a psychiatric hold, and he had already had somebody like living with him that found on the internet that's like an escort. I don't know who she is, but no, he does not any roles that he gives you.
Damn it, we've lost the lead.
It's disgusting. He's physically hurt me so many times that it's unforgivable.
After telling her followers about it, she expressed that
falling behind
place, as she fully intended to press charges and deal with it. Due to how fickle the presence of these videos are on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, Reddit users have a video in which
come on, you're losing this fight
over her supposedly buying too many pairs of sunglasses. Must be real expensive sunglasses to put a dent on $2 million a month income. Eventually, one of the users replied to his thread corroborating Valerie's claims that Wes was already seeing someone else when he kicked her out of the house that she was living in with her son, whom Wes previously bragged about adopting. A little while after these allegations separated, Valerie surfaced in an interview where she spoke about what had happened, reiterating her claims, but with a noticeably generous tone about Wes, almost as if the reality of what had happened.
Watch out, we got a sniper! Hostile planting, swing mine!
Due to their being no easily available
upgrade destroyed.
The fact that she herself committed to attracting as well as struggling with alcohol abuse during the
tactical incoming!
However, I'll briefly skip ahead on the timeline here. Years
enemy field upgrade. Not good.
And Wes continued to accuse her and her son in videos and say that he still loved her, while suggesting that she was the problematic person in the relationship. When she got fed up with this situation, Valerie began to speak out about her experience.
Watch out!
She finally shared what she was talking about a few years prior.
Wes opens that little window so I can't even use the restroom in private.
Push through!
Along with this video came the pictures of her bruises, including one. It shouldn't really be.
Enemy UAV inbound.
silent for a few months until the West Wars started getting more and more momentum.
Smoke before entering heavy combat, but oh well.
But the further they looked into
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
that West wasn't just a grifter, but instead a full-on serial scammer who didn't even bother to give his clients the bare minimum of what they promised. By early 2023, we have one of the largest and most significant posts that tried to reveal just exactly how West operated his quote-unquote coaching. A Reddit user by the name of the Dutch Demon made a thread titled "How Wes Watson Almost Scammed Me."
Look out! I am Seth Rogen, motherfuckers!
And had his interest peaked business program, which supposedly turned many of his followers rich in a short Dutch decided to shoot Wes a DM expressing interest, while admitting that he didn't have the necessary $3,000 to pay for it in full. At which point, Wes gave him a generous discount at 50%. You heard right, he cut the price by half. What a charitable man.
It ain't working. Lost the advantage.
It's this big. You put a glove around it 3 or 4 times, you twist it up, and you shove it up your ass.
The insanity began almost instantly when Dutch, being in a different time zone, he started shooting him out and saying he was going to have to pay the other half of the Despite this overreaction, Dutch took Wes's words to heart and apologized for bothering him, which did manage to calm him down for the time being, and the two eventually scheduled the next call. The thing is, they didn't talk about making any more payments, so Dutch assumed that Wes had changed his mind about rescinding his discount. When the time for the next call came, it was rescheduled again, and again, and again. For the next 3 months, Dutch never...
Can we take a break? When do we get orange slices?
Suspicion started to grow. When Wes finally grew tired of jerking this guy around, he suddenly remembered and decided as to why he had no obligation to ever get on a call with Dutch and told him to just get a refund. I mean, it's pretty mean-spirited.
Push through!
Damn it, we've lost the lead.
He was going to get a refund, right? Well, think again. The first thing Dutch noticed when he began to scrutinize the replies he got from Wes was that on Instagram, Wes typed a certain way and expressed being very aware of why their first meeting didn't take place, saying that it got moved around.
Hey, incoming lethal!
Wes on trainer specifically that Wes course takers to use, expressed having no idea what happened and even speculated that the match was not canceled. This immediately tipped Dutch off to realize that Wes had someone else running the trainer eyes. But the worst is yet to come. When Dutch tried to get the refund Wes told him to get, he contacted Trainer Eyes' support only to find out that he wasn't eligible to get any money back due to the fact that it had been 3 months since he made the appointment. 3 months. Exactly how long Wes spent leading this guy on before telling him to get a refund. Almost as if that was a deliberate move to try to squeeze $1,500 out of this guy.
Hey, incoming lethal!
Fortunately, when Dutch talked to his bank, he did get it. But it wasn't because Wes was contacted and agreed to it or anything. Dutch's bank reached out to his team. They simply did not respond whatsoever for an entire month. For many people, this was the time that flipped the switch, and suddenly dozens of people came out of the woodwork to share similar stories about trying
Hostile
to
UAV established overhead.
Resonated with Wes's message or not. His followers slowly came to the realization that regardless of what he said in the videos, his actions told a very different story. Comments under Dutch's post remark on his online presence jumping the shark and becoming exclusively about money, as well as speculating that the testimonies from people who probably trick real people into falling for there were some posts that were hardcore going to bat in Wes's defense that raised suspicions. And while obviously it could just be dedicated fans of his, scammers paying for human romance to run defense for them online is definitely not unheard of. Given the only thing keeping Wes from going broke is people seeing him as trustworthy and falling for the scam, it admittedly...
Okay, this
you gonna
is
let a
kind of
bunch of
fun.
company
I can
assholes
do battle.
beat you? Fight back, damn it!
Initially dismissive of her were reconsidering what she said when they got to interact with him directly. Another recurring aspect of followers' interactions with him is the consistency of as if they were perfectly reasonable questions in this program.
They're the CIA. You think they were just gonna let you walk all over them?
Tango, battle words.
To his business program. But even this wasn't a universal experience. For example, King Andrew described directly informing Wes came back, it was the default training. Every client of his to be in a severe calorie deficit, regardless of whether losing weight was their objective or not. In King Andrew's case, he followed it and had his testosterone levels plummet to that of an 80-year-old man, something that a severe calorie deficit is known to cause. After following his program and he tried talking to Wes during one of the calls and asked him a few questions, only for Wes to ignore his questions, change the subject, and eventually flip out, despite Andrew having paid for another month worth of his program that he never got, and no refunds either. Andrew closes his post speculating that Wes is still very much a danger to society and will eventually find his way back to prison. How prophetic. Over time, the subreddit became filled to the brim with people telling the exact same story, enjoying his early content on YouTube, sometimes even getting something out of his fitness program, then getting on his business program only to get nothing for the money. And inevitably, it always ends the same way too. They try to get Wes to make follow-ups and answer their questions, but it exclusively results in him getting mad, blocking them, and refusing to refund their money, forcing them to talk to their bank or credit card company to get a chargeback. Additionally, the users of the subreddit noticed that whenever a new expose thread went up, dozens of positive slide threads were created to crowd out the negative ones. Whenever the clearly alt accounts behind these slide threads posted to the negative threads, it was always to threaten others with lawsuits for defamation and slander. These alts didn't survive for long though, as the two main ones behind the spam to the subreddit got suspended. Eventually, even his fitness program was revealed to be a complete sham, as Wes was unable to provide any decent answers for whenever people asked him basic diet questions on call, going as far as to call the person who asked it a dumbass and telling them to uppercut themselves. Another great anecdote is when someone told him they had an elbow injury, and his response was to send a screenshot of a Google image search for elbow rehab movements. Eventually, this discussion broke out of Reddit and made its way to YouTube, where it gained even more traction, since unlike Reddit, the people talking about their experiences with Wes's program had their faces attached to it. One of the first people to break it was fellow prison and fitness channel Joey Stacks, who got a good amount of traction in late 2024.
Wes Watson is not your online coach, guys. Everybody who goes and signs up for Wes Watson's online coaching program probably has Joe Schmo really coaching him. Wes sits back and does absolutely nothing for your coaching, guys.
As more people came forward, it became clearer and clearer that behind all the call on this battle from the program, Wes is really just charging $2 million for people to get on a phone call with him. And even getting on that call isn't a sure deal. Eventually, YouTuber Spencer Cornelia, whose content is centered around covering scammers and shady con artists, dropped his own video on Wes, which actually included some recordings from people who paid for the program and actually got the phone call. I'll let you tell me if this is worth paying $20 grand for.
For everything, I know you don't got a lot of time, but
if you're not asking a question, I'm gonna. I told you I was on motherfucking time. Are you gonna ask a question or you just saying thank you? Because you can text me that motherfucker. I don't take it kindly. I don't give a.
At what point do I restructure the offering?
Wait till you get there. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, why are we talking about hypotheticals? You're not even close to that.
Yeah, I'm approaching a number that I feel like
You're not. You don't even have any business. Shut up.
So it was. Everything has calories, you idiot. There's calories and protein. What are you talking about? Okay. Sir, are you brain dead? Dude, don't call it fasting then. That's the deal. It's not called fasting, you idiot. I'm saying fast. And why don't you just be Pablo? Your fucking ass. Sit your ass down. You guys, listen. You need to be smarter with your god questions. You're wasting.
Wes, I know you. I know. I heard you say that before to do some research. And I was doing research, and it was just like it basically amounted to like amino acid pills.
When I was 13, I literally understood the question you're asking. At 13.
As damaging as these clips were on their own, another thing Spencer brought attention to was one video from another prison YouTuber, Convict's Perspective, who managed to get a hold of Wes's prison record, showing that he'd done all of his prison time outside of the state of California, meaning every single one of his stories about prison reason were also complete fiction. Lastly, Spencer also covered Wes's delayed response to Valerie, in which he says that she was the domestic abuser, not him, and that she allegedly tried to hurt his mom. Again, these are all allegations and not something that has been formally cleared up in court, but given we have pictures of Valerie's bruises and a video of Wes charging at her, the evidence only really points in one direction. Despite the scammer angle of Wes Watson's online persona being confirmed beyond the shadow of a doubt, people continued to be gullible enough to fall for his shtick to the tune of $30,000 and even $40,000. It would be very unfortunate if this is all the story amounted to, a con man who got away with it. But guys like Wes never get tired of pushing their luck. In early 2024, Wes incurred a curse upon his head by directly engaging with the Forbidden One.
Up by my pad, run into the man right here. What's up? Miami's like that. It's a movie.
Given Wes's superhuman hooping capabilities, this was like an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. Very soon after this, the Diddy curse struck, and the catalyst of Wes's downfall took place when he made the mistake of taking part in a Fresh and Fit podcast panel. When the host of the Crucible podcast, Andrew Wilson, expressed skepticism about his money-centric worldview, Wes decided to spend the next few minutes making a...
Isn't that fucking Papa fascist or whatever? If you call yourself fascist, you should fucking blow your head off.
Like, how much money you got?
Probably $5 in my pocket, not much more.
Can anyone answer for the guy?
Why do they think I'm kidding? I have a family. I take care of an entire family.
This is the first time a lot of people heard of Wes Watson, right here.
Why not? After you make X amount, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you look at these studies done on this, it does not...
Hard point.
It does not...
You want to clear your name? This is where it happens. Hustles have the hard point.
If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this mother...
Hard point.
Because I've been...
Tell me you're proud.
Because I've been...
Jesus Christ.
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
You got 10-inch armpit. Men don't have...
No, they go to prison.
Using lethal.
That's what happens. They go to prison. Anyway, that's where I was at.
Boobs.
But anyway, if you want...
Yeah.
Reformed from prison. Understand why I've gone there to begin with.
Hustles have captured the hard point.
As he was clearly trying to take part in the conversation.
Hard
and
point
also clearly
identified.
coming up short as far as and so he had to default to insulting this guy's appearance. But almost immediately, it gets even worse.
That a rejection of material...
Hard point is active. Hard point is secure.
Tactical incoming! Definitely hostile sighted.
That is what I think it is, and that is what I...
Hustles have the hard point.
In the face and know that you're doing...
There's my stud dad right there standing there.
Do you have...
That stud right there with his shirt off.
Agree to disagree.
We can have
We can
a...
agree on that.
Hard point locked down.
Crossed over gender. Growing.
Okay, come on, man.
Hard point located. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Shouldn't back up. You shouldn't. It's people like this think they can talk to someone like me.
Hard point active. Hard point is secure.
It's embarrassing enough to have to resort to making violent threats during an argument, but it's even more embarrassing when your threat is just this guy.
Oh, hey, actually, do you guys want to buy some pottery? Hey, incoming lethal! Enemy field upgrade. Not good.
Stretching the truth to even engage with him, since he doesn't know who he is. He was just seeing a chick who did. Well, his clips already...
Hard point identified.
It was re-uploaded to...
Hard point is active. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Hey, incoming lethal! Guys, try talking it out instead of the whole fighting and shooting thing.
Charlie repeatedly mentions during this video this entire incident West privated his Instagram and severely decreased his upload frequency, taking a few days off to cope with the. However, he remained active on the coaching side of things.
This shit ain't working. We lost the advantage. Hard point located. Net call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound. Hostile UAV established overhead. Hard point active. Hostile have the hard point. Captured the hard point. Hard point is secure. Hard point identified. Hostiles have the hard point.
Hostile force spotted.
Hard point is active. Hard point locked down. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Using lethal. Enemy field upgrade.
Hard point
Not
is
good.
secure. Hostiles have the hard point.
Behavior a long time after he broke the announced that he was now dating the Instagram famous girl. For those of you who are understandably out of the relationship.
Hard point locked down.
As he shared his trade of being a hostile,
Hard point located.
match made in, well, not quite heaven,
Hey,
but
income! Oh, I see you.
his name right above her.
Hard point active. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Enemy field upgrade. Not good.
She was still in the habit of claimed he verbally abused her, pressured her to post with steroids, showing pictures of him when he was fresh out of prison and natural. Among other claims she made in her stories, she also showed a video of West driving while recording himself and looking at his phone. And calling her a Nigerian. Alleged he committed acts of domestic violence. While she didn't provide any evidence of this,
Hard point is secure.
cease and desist, accusing her of cyber harassing him. So much for the prison hardened.
Hard point identified. Operator establishing crossing. Hard point is active.
You see, when
Hostiles have the hard point.
it wasn't a secret that he immediately got his ex is going back to. This is most likely the same and
Hard point locked down.
with him yet again.
When I first left West, he took the gifts back. He took all
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
yeah, personal gifts, jewelry, all that stuff.
What to do?
You would create
Hard point.
you're not doing enough.
You do the same for me.
Just a whole bunch of bad
Sniper working.
the baby to sleep.
Hard point active.
Beautiful.
Hard point is secure.
Using lethal.
But it didn't feel real at all.
Enemy UAV inbound.
But I was like, that's not the same person.
Not the guy in the other bed. Taking all of the gifts.
Enemy field upgrade. Not good. Incoming lethal! Using field upgrade.
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down.
Realize what's truly important in this world. It's not just.
Hard point identified. Enemy RTX detected.
This is a lot of running. Thought there'd be less running. That's on me, though.
Hard point detected. Hard point is secure.
Enemies destroyed your trophy system.
For their services. During
Hostiles attached to hard point. You gonna let a bunch of company assholes feed you? Fight back, damn it!
This apparently came on the heels of West directing.
Oh, these guns are so good.
Scout pulse live.
Already too many, let alone 4. And the fact that West's run-ins with Angie, but
hard point locked down. Hard point located. Hostiles have the hard point.
He made absolutely no effort to hide the fact.
Hard point active. Hard point is secure.
If you're at all tuned in to fitness content, Mike Van Wyck and Jeff Nippard that took place in late 2024. To summarize it for you, Jeff Nippard is a science-based lifter.
Hard point locked down. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Science-based lifting.
Tactical incoming!
Hit him in the throat twice. CC.
The hard point.
Rich, rare, ripped, rich, and rare. Ripped, rich, rare. You ain't gonna have the first.
Hard point identified. Hard point is active.
There's a video on
hard point is secure. Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point locked down.
They're in the comments going, he should.
Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. All operators to your nearest CCP.
Way too late for this right now.
We just got our asses handed to us.
To a monster and be a little peon.
There was a time when
this time
identified with everything. What's funny?
Suntex incoming. Appears chaos.
The same Joey Stacks who I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, this is just how criminals act. They see opportunities to pick on people, and if they will get away with it, they will take that opportunity. Anything beyond that is just a rationalization. It's telling that he has to bring up his not 10 expense in prison to make a point about the incident.
I was in the penitentiary for 10 years watching people get their heads sawed off. Watching motherfuckers get... You can't even just normally fight in most places.
If he likes the way prison works so much, he can just go back to hooping his paperwork any day. Although he'll probably beg to be sent to an out-of-state prison again if he does, due to all the negative attention he attracted for lying about having gone to California prisons. John Bravo, who was already covering the situation regarding Jeff Nippard, started giving some attention to Wes after he weighed in. And this is a good time to mention that the majority of the following events were documented and researched by John, who has relentlessly documented Wes ever since with great success. Unsurprisingly, Wes wasn't able to handle the scrutiny and privated his Instagram account. In keeping with his incessant desire to go back behind bars, he personally messaged John Bravo to invite him to go fight him at his gym, only to block him immediately before John could even respond. Later on, it became clear that this was a pattern for Wes, who had already gotten into an altercation with a personal trainer in that gym in the past, and continued to try and fight people there in the future. Interestingly enough, this is what the personal trainer had to say about his altercation with Wes.
He disrespected my client in the middle of the gym, so we had words, and as a man, I challenged him to go outside and settle it, and he refused. Other words were exchanged, some derogatory comments. I was then called into management, and AKA Wes Watson is a snitch, and went to the management and cried about it. Then after that, I was told that I was no longer allowed to be at my place of business.
It didn't take long for the crew of miscreants that Wes surrounded himself with to start targeting John as well, threatening to put him in the hospital and the whole nine.
Don't press charges when you get...
Z. What's up? Let's go down. Not too much. Right. Yeah, I was around on the base a little bit. And my dog's birthday was today. She's 3 years old today. We had a little birthday party. Got some gifts and some shoe stuff. Good night. So how was your day? Same stuff. Monday, yeah. I wanted to... Yeah, good. I wanted to ask you, I noticed I have a police server admin key, and I was like, I don't know if it had a coordinate on it. You want me to bring it in, or should we not? Okay, hold on, let me go back here. It says Police Academy server admin key. I think it'll get its let's see, G4. I know, that's horrible. Give me a break. Just run up and down the map until you find it. Yeah, don't bother. This is annoying. Do you remember the last time we played DMZ? We apparently killed an enemy, and I happened to have the revive pistol. And here's what happened, as I remember it. Like, we were having a shootout together, and there were two guys and there was one guy in the hallway, whatever, and he went down, and then I was like, oh, awesome, I'm gonna be able to use the revive pistol. So I like stood over him and I pressed the two left buttons at the same time, as you're supposed to do apparently when you use the revive pistol. And then it seemed like I had a pistol in my hand, so I fired it and it went pew 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 like that. And I think the guy, you know, then the guy got up, so I assume I used it right. And then we went off and whatever, we went into a stronghold with, right? Yeah. My challenge is not complete with the fucking revive pistol. It's Yeah. Right? I know. I would. So fucking annoying. The question is, I still have the stupid revive pistol, and I'm like, should I fucking bring it in just to see if I can get it to work? Yeah, why not, right? Yeah, walk around. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna bring it in. It's so stupid. No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't do it. Well, all right. The reason why not is because if we're gonna go into the police station, I might need something a little better than that. But that's okay. All right, fine. I'll bring it. Fuck it. We always manage to meet enemies anyway, right? They try to kill us, so.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going
Let's
to
see how
die.
that goes.
Anyway, I mean, let's revive a couple people who can. Honestly, we would not have survived or exfilled.
True.
If so we should. I think we should take these things into DMZ2 when it comes out, and then take that like relatively serious. I don't know, man. If multiplayer sucks ass that year, like if Infinity Ward does something to fuck it up again, and it's not good, I will main DMZ2 for sure.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, I'm ready.
All right. I am too.
Where's
Right.
So that was a G. I
G4.
I got stronghold key if we're feeling, sassy.
All right.
Yeah, my Dr. Teeth is a little juiced right now, so I'm bringing in a ghost. Trying to get him a little juicy.
What does Dr. Teeth come with? I forget. Do you remember?
Dr. Teeth. Okay, so Ghost has got the armor. Dr. Teeth has got the bigger backpack.
The bigger backpack.
Yeah,
okay.
He's got the medium backpack.
My guy's he's got some plates, so.
Nice. Ghost has got the double plate vest.
Okay, right.
Price has got the self-revive.
Okay. That's right. So he's got a big bag. You got a big bag.
Got a big bag.
Look at you. Nice
Look,
bag.
I can put
Chief.
stuff in each bag. It's big. That's a talent.
You can buy a lot of things and put them in the bag.
Yeah. Like a larger bag shouldn't be as difficult as it is. All right. All right, mic check.
Check. We're back.
All right, cool. Let's see where they put us. Round and round. Mazra we go. Where they'll put us, nobody knows. If they put us somewhere. Any day now. Okay.
Welcome to Al Mazra.
Ooh, train.
Explore, secure intel, and gain access to new missions. Enemy threat is high.
It's too short.
Expect contact.
Too far.
And we are
East,
at,
right?
we are on,
Here.
What is this, G? Are we on G?
Here.
Okay.
Right there, but there's a shop. We should go to the shop first.
Copy.
To the shop. Wow, that was lucky. That never happens.
Very nice.
I should.
Enemy threat is moderate near your location.
Going to be able to get into the building for you to use that key?
I don't know, but I think so.
Okay.
We'll find out. We could do the thing too where we died last time. We got on the balcony. You can always get on the balcony, and this time.
Heart rocket. That's got to be something, right?
All right. Did you get your plates?
Not yet. Sorry.
Ice right there.
Plate it up. Way to go.
All right. Head to the police station.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to get a secondary weapon. I just realized.
Too.
Do you need a backpack? There's a medium right here.
Sure. Thanks.
Thanks.
Self-revive.
There you go.
There's
Take
a two-plate vest right here. Do you need that?
Ooh, a two. No, I got the two plate. I'm good on the two plate. I got self-revive here.
That's all.
Yeah.
Car battery does me no
I'm
good.
gonna run upstairs, see if there's any guns.
Alright.
I just broke that glass.
Alright, good.
And I just broke that glass.
Just gonna ask you. Smashy, smashy.
Smashy, smashy. I got a shotgun here. I'll grab it right now. Not a great secondary. Oh, I got some money right here. What? Ooh, we can do mods here. Okay. Okie dokie, Smokey. Let's try to find you secondary. A little more looting.
All right.
The pistol here.
Pistol.
Yeah, I got a pistol. That's better than nothing, but better than that. Encrypted hard drive, 2000.
Ultra One, activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert.
Me breaking glass. Somebody shooting outside.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. Oh, I got Lockman sub right here if you need it.
Okay.
Let me drop it. Let me drop it.
Sounds good.
Sorry.
Marked an SMG.
That guy's, I think, firing outside, probably at me.
I don't hear any. I'm in this building over here. Oh, you're
shit.
All right, I marked that shit for you. Got it.
Yeah, I got it. All right, head to the police station.
Sure. Let's do it. If you happen to see any secondary better than a shotgun, though, but until
Okay.
then,
Oh, you should have taken some.
No. I know you need something. You only have a pistol.
Sure. All right. Well, let's look around some more.
Yeah, just we'll start way over here. Knowing this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you got
Motorcycle.
ice? What?
Huh. I heard a vehicle. Hear it?
There. Oh, it's right in front of the police station. It's got to be a player.
Yeah.
I got my sniper out. Oh, I see. Wait, that was a player. That was not a player. The AirPods. Yeah, I just smoked two of them. You probably have a better secondary on. Nice.
Alright, one's down.
Oh, yeah, RPK. I didn't have to decide to know I was flying over those. Oh.
There's a guy behind me.
Ultra One, intel suggests you just closed the contract on a high-value target of the Los Alamos cartel. Codename
So what? Check.
Get close enough
I go
for
get him?
PID to secure payment.
I'm gonna go get
Where
him.
was he? Oh, someone's jumping
He's down here.
I just got an enemy or something.
ID confirmed on Chavez. Payment is
Ah,
approved.
sweet. There's a gun
Nice.
right.
Rifle marked.
The assault rifle right here.
Okay, I'm good actually.
An operator in your area needs medical.
I'm close. Another like 500 out. Shit, where am I take shots from? Taking silent shots.
Yeah. Maybe,
Shit. Top? On top?
maybe up above. Jeez.
Looking.
It could be. I don't see anybody.
Yeah, me neither. Oh.
What? This sounds fucking nasty in there, huh? I
Well,
just got. You know what? I want to.
Oh, what are you doing?
Well, I
shit.
got another.
Shot,
I
take a
found
shot, take a
another
shot.
police.
Shit, where? They're a terrible shot, whoever they are, but I can't get eyes on them to save my life.
All right.
Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements.
You want to try to get up on the balcony?
Actually, let's get under here. Ooh, the store's open, bro.
Hear footsteps.
Shit!
One. That's ridiculous.
This dog shit.
That's ridiculous.
Dude,
We're kind of
fuck
wasting our
Infinity
time.
Ward. I don't even trust Infinity Ward to do good on DMZ 2. I feel like they're gonna fuck that one up too. Like it's gonna she'll try it at first. At first it'll be cool, then they'll just abandon it because they're worthless.
All right, let's dump this game.
You want to do some multiplayer?
Sure. Yeah, I haven't done any challenges today, so.
All right. I'll pardon my breakup, but I'll send you another invite. So I'm still losing my voice, man. I'm sorry. All right. Sorry.
Why not see the shots unless the guy's like above us, and he wasn't. He was like
To the side.
Behind the wall, like you said.
Like behind the door
like
that we walked in through, but in the wall area. It was fun. Whatever. Stupid. Are you you set up?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm good. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, no worries. You have you want Blaze Town 24/7? Would they?
Yeah, and no one's gonna explain it.
No, it's done. That game's dead to them. Infinity Ward probably can't even spell DMZ.
That'd be a good interview. I'd like to interview somebody who knows a lot about the design of that game and be like, tell us what the fuck why is it so fucking broken?
I can already
see you.
Everything that's
so
wrong
complicated.
with the video game industry is a reason. Like all these like companies like spending billions and billions and billions of dollars to make these things, and then China comes out with DeepSeek, which like costs like a fraction of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know why it's so expensive? Because rich people are taking a shit ton. Mark Zuckerberg is taking the lion's share.
Yeah.
If we just got rid of these assholes, we could make everything cooler and better. If anything sucks about Call of Duty, it's because some flappy necked suit who's not willing to put money someplace where it needs to be put to make the game what it should be. It's kind of like, hey, we need to do this, we should fix this. We're like, well, that's going to cost this much. Fuck it. Now I'm just going to take my share. Under challenges, there's something called the Armory. And you have to kind of like activate a particular weapon that you want to work towards. It's just XP though. It's not like a real challenge. But like right now, yeah, you're gonna have to play a few matches for that. Are you gonna stay on tonight until you're done with that, or are you gonna come in tomorrow morning, or?
Probably, yeah, I'll probably stay up.
What you got going on tonight, Nathan?
You think I'm gonna be up till 3 a.m.?
No, hell no.
Oh no.
Let a bunch of company assholes beat you.
I'll stick with you till you're done. As long as you want to go. Okay, so you went to barracks, you went to challenges, and what?
No, because there is no challenges option.
Whoa. Okay, you're on the barracks. You're at the barracks tab on top, right?
Yep.
Challenges should be the second one from the left.
I'm gonna send it to you. Hang on one sec.
This is fucking insane. If you don't see the same thing I'm saying right now, like, what the fuck? Why?
Like
I've got my phone right here, and I really want to see.
Look at the top left, so you can see I'm in barracks.
Level unlocks, prestige. Okay, hold up.
This is the first thing I see when I hit
You hit
barracks.
progression.
Like, you know, I
back up one. You hit A on progression. You want to back up.
Oh.
See progression,
okay,
challenges, stats, and customize.
Oh, there. Okay.
Challenges. Go to challenges.
I was getting ahead of it. Sorry. All right.
I thought you were there. You see camos,
love
calling cards,
navigation.
mastery badges, and armory.
Yep.
Go to the armory.
Now I do. The armory. I can't. It's locked.
What do you mean it's locked?
It says no.
No, you're way ahead of me. I don't know if you were doing something different than I was as far as like doing challenges and whatnot. But I still had to do those. So it sounds like you're good to go. I'm sorry. Sorry for putting you through this.
Well, no, that's all right. I got to obviously start working on my melee weapons because I haven't done hardly. I did a little bit on the knife. I haven't touched anything else. So
yeah, I don't even have a lot of these unlocked, but I'm working on some my quote unquote special weapons. You want to jump back into a game? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go to a regular game here. Yeah, as far as my melees go, I'm working on my nunchucks right now. They don't know what they're doing, and maybe they might not even care. So this is not sustainable. And this might
instead of the whole fighting and shooting
in a better
thing.
place. Trump might just start like capitulating to like populist like demands, you know, like some Bernie shit, some universal health care and some free college and all that shit. I'm almost half expecting Trump just to be like, is gonna cancel college debt. It's shocking. Will shock the world. Yeah, once in a while, you get a map like this. For most good maps, I think like the perfect map, in my opinion. I mean, the satellite from Cold War, where it's kind of like on the one side, it's kind of got like a close quarters kind of area, like in the caves, but then you got like the dunes out where you can just snipe all day. I think those are the maps that give you choices. Those are the ones I like. Whatever. I'm a fan of both close quarters and long shot.